us, and thanks to everybody for your valuable testimony. I want to remind the members that the committee rule 3D imposes a 5-minute limit on questions, and the chair will now recognize any members for questions they might want to ask the witnesses. The chair will recognize herself now for 5 minutes. Ms. Martinez, the Continental Divide Trail, it's one of 3 trails that are often referred to as the Triple Crown of through hiking, the other 2 being the Appalachian Trail and the Pacific Crest Trail. Yet, as you testified, and as we've heard, the CDT is still pending completion in many areas. Can you just talk for a minute about the importance of completing this trail, not just because we want to complete one of the great through trails, but for the local economies? You gave a couple of examples. Wondering if you have any statistics to support that.
Well, in terms of, for example, in your close to your district in Muddy Pass, there's the most dangerous section of the CDT that isn't complete right now is just east of Steamboat Springs. So while people can come into Steamboat Springs and enjoy this incredible array of various different things, everything from ATVing and fishing and hunting to actually hiking on the CDT, the actual CDT experience is a highway, a 2-lane highway with semis and everything else. So you couldn't put a family on there to hike, or even on bikes, or even with horses or stock. So the potential for not completing it is dangerous. It is not scenic. And then the communities themselves, and Steamboat, for example, is a designated gateway community of the CDT. So it actually is looking to harness the outdoor rec economy that could be produced by the CDT. It can't do that. And so it's waiting for that completion.
Now, Ms. Watts testified that we're trying to get to the 50-year goal, but she testified there's some difficulty in acquiring the rest of the land. Do you think that with a diligent effort that could happen by the 50-year anniversary?
I want to say yes.
Okay. That's the goal, right?
Oh, and I'll say that this is the thing. Between the Forest Service, Park Service, and BLM, and CDTC, and all the other partners, we have an incredible partnership. Last year, CDTC alone only received $165,000 of federal funding, but we produced $1.69 or $63 million back to the American public on behalf of the CDT. That's the kind of partnership that is showing up for the CDT. So when we're out in the field leading some of these conversations, bringing together these working groups and these optimal location reviews, we're showing up in capacity to those agencies. So we are helping them do their, in partnership, complete this work. But what they need the support for, I just have to share, is that ability to do the appraisal. So when we actually do have a willing seller who's willing to move a piece of land, they don't have to wait 5 years for us to find federal funding. We can actually get it in the pipe, get the appraisals done immediately and quickly. And so in that sense, we're already supporting the work that the agencies are doing. They just need the resources to do it better.
Thank you. Mr. Finnerty, you testified to the many values of the watershed and protection, and what protections would mean for fish, wildlife, and recreation, and so on. We also heard opposition to this proposal, and I've been working for a long time on a similar large bill, multi-state bill. One of my colleagues referred to it. It's HR 803, the Protect America's Wilderness Act. And when we look at these different values, we do have to take local considerations into, obviously, local considerations, the views of local elected officials into consideration. And so I understand the sensitivities, but I'm wondering, but I also think that there's strong other values that that take place. I'm wondering if you can talk about some of the opposition that you've heard today and what the competing values are, and maybe you can shed a light on that.
Yes, thank you so much for that question, Chair DeGette. The support for this really here in Southwest Oregon was unprecedented. I participated in all of the public meetings, and I got a chance to see the tribal members, the school children, the other fishing and hunting guides, the business owners, the folks that own hotels and restaurants and gas stations here in Southwest Oregon, all come to these meetings to voice their support. Here in Southwest Oregon, we have really grown a very strong recreational and tourism economy. And the threat of a nickel mine in the headwaters of these streams and these iconic rivers is clearly not the greatest value. you know, and I've read the bill a number of times. It's 2 pages. It specifically says that it's only going to prevent mining without valid existing rights. And it's not going to stop timber harvest. It's not going to stop any kind of management. It's not going to stop any efforts to deal with fuel reductions for fires.
Yeah, so basically it has widespread local support. That's what you're saying.
Yes, Chair
Okay.
DeGette, very
Thank
much
you so
so.
much. Great. Thank you so much.